Hi, how's it going? And welcome to Libby Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our question of the week. So, Will, what do you have for us?
Our question of the week this week is, if a spirit asked you to leave a location, would you leave? And obviously, you could get a VP, you could get an EVP, you could get an RVP, or you could just get a knock twice for yes. Make the K2 meter blink twice for yes.
And I've done this 100 times, and I'm really bad because the answer for me is no, because I'm getting activity now. And my big thing is I always do this. I'm like, if you're here with us right now and you don't want us to be here anymore, can you give us a sign or something to let us know? And something will happen, and the first thing I say is, well, I wasn't really quite sure if that was you. So if that was you, can you do it again? And then we'll leave. And then usually if it happens like more than once, I will be respectful. I will leave. And then I'll send
that area.
I'll leave that area, but then I'll send another team in. So I'm fulfilling my request that they asked me to leave, but then I'm like, hey, Will, take your team and you guys go in there now.
Well, this question kind of hits home for me.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that don't know, Tom and I were investigating a basement in a residence recently, and we were on opposite corners of the basement by ourselves, and Tom had an audio, I did not. And unfortunately, audio is all we have. It in a video or anything. But, we were asking a couple questions. We had a little bit of activity, a little bit of stuff moving around. And Tom asked this very question: if you want us to leave, make a loud noise or make a noise or whatever his wording was. And I forgot exactly how much. I think it was like 7 seconds went by or 6 or whatever. And there was a loud smash. If anyone's ever dropped a light bulb before, like a regular light bulb, if you ever throw it on the ground or let it just drop, it pops and shatters. It doesn't just break, because there's gases inside a light bulb that are all, I don't know if they're compacted or whatever, but when you drop the light bulb, they make it pop. So you can hear that in Tom's audio, and it's just a loud pop. Tom yells out quite the expletive.
Yeah, he cursed a lot.
Yeah. Even though it happened not 10 feet away from me. But at that point, we got the answer we were looking for. If you don't want us to be here and make a sound, it made the sound, so we left. And then we came back with everybody else.
Right. You gave it some time.
We did.
We went back down.
It was about, I don't know, 10 minutes.
And then when we went down there, it was pretty quiet at that point.
Right.
I think we saw some little things, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Something with what happened with you guys was so loud and strong, and to hear the audio, that bulb breaking does not sound like something rolled off and fell. It sounds forceful. The impact sounds forceful. If we get a chance, you guys can go to our Facebook page. We'll upload it there. Go to Facebook, Long Island Paranormal Investigators. We'll try and get the audio up on that page so you guys can hear it. Just at this point, I'm not going to edit it, so it'll be, exploitive deleted, because there will be cursing in it. So listen at your own risk.
Yeah.
If you don't like F-bombs, it's not for you. But
we'll
if you
like comedy, it's
but if you like comedy, if you like hearing people get freaked out, it's really right up your alley.
When you're not there, it's hysterical. But I was about 10 feet away from that light bulb.
The thing that's interesting is that we spoke to the people that let us investigate, and they were saying that there were no light bulbs down there at the time, because the workshop worker that did it was saying that they keep their light bulbs for that stuff for their office upstairs. So there was no types of light bulbs. The only light bulbs they had down there weren't bulbs. They were the fluorescent the lights, the big long tubes.
So when it first happened, Tom yelled out, he was on opposite ends of the basement. So it happened pretty much right next to me. Immediately threw my flashlight on. My first instinct was somebody threw something. Like,
Right.
I thought somebody else was down in the basement with us and somebody threw something and it broke. So I turned my flashlight on. Obviously, I saw the bulb, and I could see, the bottom part of the light bulb, the metal part was on the ground. So I knew, that's how I knew it was a light bulb. My first instinct, I looked up to see if something fell out of a socket or something somehow, and there was no light bulb, like regular screw-in socket above it. Like you said, it was the long fluorescent tubing. It was also worthwhile to note that on the shelves next to me, directly next to me, which even by chance, if there was a normal light bulb there, it still would have had to travel 10 feet and hit the ground.
Right.
So even if it was on the shelf, it would have been paranormal.
Right, because this light bulb, just for those of you listening, it landed in the middle of the space between it. If this is a wall and this is a wall, it was here.
Yeah.
It was right in dead square in the middle.
In the aisle to walk to. Yeah. But like I said, next to me was a shelf of older lamps and like antique lamps and some of the light bulbs that went with them. But they were the old decorative, like kind of shaped like a candle. Yeah. Shaped like a candle flame light bulb. So they were like the weirdly bulb on the bottom to a point at the top. All of them were like that. There were no regular light bulbs, nor was there a lamp there that you could screw a regular light bulb into. So
a lot of those bases are really small.
Yeah, they're all weird, decorative, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they were antique, dude.
Right.
But regardless, there's no other light bulb there on the shelves anywhere near that area. And like you said, the maintenance guy said that all the light bulbs, like that they keep for the office themselves, are up in his office.
Stored upstairs.
They don't keep them in the basement because the basement is for antiques. This is a museum, so all the whole basement is full of history.
Yeah.
You don't just keep like utility stuff down there.
Yeah.
So it was odd. Just where the light bulb came from, that at the time wasn't even a thought in my mind. But just the fact that we got the response to that question so fast.
Right.
7 seconds doesn't sound like fast, but when you're so used to saying, "Can you knock on the wall twice for me?" and then you just sit here and listen.
Yeah, we tend to wait
happens.
like 20 to 30 seconds between EVP questions. That happens.
But and even if you got, say you wait a full minute and then you got a solid 2 knocks, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But just the fact that make a loud noise and we'll leave, and you got a shatter.
Yeah, that was loud.
It was
that we definitely got to get that on our Facebook page so you guys can hear it.
That's definitely one of the most substantial pieces of evidence that I have seen or experienced.
Yeah. We've had if you're here with us, give us a sign. We've had, knocks back, the problem is when you catch an EVP, you don't leave and you're there, and then you end up hearing later on that it asked you to leave. So it's kind of a tricky situation. But I always tend to push it a little bit, and if it does let me know more than once that it wants me to leave, I'll leave. But I always send somebody else in because we're here to investigate the paranormal. If something's telling you, it's murky water. You want to be respectful of the spirit, especially when you're dealing with homeowners.
But you also want to get evidence.
Right. But when you're dealing with homeowners, you don't want to push the envelope because we leave. We go home. Homeowners have to live through whatever happens, and sometimes activity can pick up when somebody investigates because you're poking the bear,
Even in businesses too.
Yeah.
It's not like, obviously homes as well, but a business that same person still has to go to work next week. Like,
Yeah, we went back to that location a week later. The broken bulb was still sitting down there. Nobody wanted to go down there to clean it up.
Yeah, nobody wants to touch it.
But, alright, so thank you guys for joining us for this week's Question of the Week. What did you think of the question? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please give us a subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't yet, you can click the little bell to get notifications. This way you know when our videos are being uploaded. YouTube sometimes unnotifies and unsubscribes people, so just make sure you're staying on top of that so you can find out all things Long Island Paranormal Investigators. So again, thank you for joining us on this latest edition. Until next time, have a good night, guys.